Yes, this is the ALEKS help video for the getting ready for the Unit 1 test portion. So solving for basic algebra problems is part of our process. You can watch this in real time or double time, whatever makes sense to you. So I'm going to circle, but first you start by reading the problem itself. -10 minus 8 parentheses y minus 5 parentheses minus -5y. Always start by reading the problem, preferably out loud. And now we're going to distribute. Yeah, -10 equals 8y minus 40 minus 5y. Goal is to collect like terms. Variables go to one side, numbers go to the other. I like to underline my variables, double underline my numbers, collecting like terms. -10 equals, that's 8 minus 5, so that's 3y minus 40. We go add 40, and that's going to be positive 30 equals 3y, divide by 3, y equals 10. And of course, if this was a test, you would take that value of 10 and you would plug it back in, make sure it works. It says solve for W. So in the margin, step number 1 is to make everything a fraction, or to make sure everything is a fraction. So look, we got a fraction, fraction, fraction. So we are good to go. Next, we find the LCD, lowest common denominator, and then we do arrow in, arrow out. So take a look. I have a 5, a 9, and a 3, and we want the lowest number that they all go into. And we know that number is going to be 45, because 3 does go into 45. So I'm going to go like this, 45, arrow in, arrow out. 5 goes into 45 9 times. 9 times 4, that's going to be -36. Check for variable, no variable. Bring the plus sign. 9 goes into 45 5 times, so it's going to be 5W. Oops, no, not 5, because there's a times by 2 there. So 5 times 2, that's going to be 10W. Equals, and 3 goes into 45 15 times, and then 15 times 5, that's going to be -75. And then we solve from there. So plus 36, that's essentially 75 minus 36, but it's going to be negative. So that's 10y equals -39. Divide by 10, divide by 10. So W is going to equal -39 over 10. Fractions are possible. Ask yourself, can that be reduced? 10 is divisible by 2 and 5. 39 is divisible by 3 and 13. There's no common factors. That means this would be your final answer. Simplifying radicals, that's something you need to be comfortable with. 245. And I'm just going to use 5 all the way down. 5 goes into 245 4 times, 20, 45, and that's going to be 9. So I got 49, and 7 and 7. You ask yourself who has the date. 7 comes out. So 7√5 would be my final answer there. Simplifying radicals, adding, subtracting. First thing you do is you have to make sure all the radicals are reduced. And since 13 is prime in this case, there's nothing we can do there. So we treat this as if it is 9x minus 1x. That would make it 8x. So that would be 9 minus 1, 8 root 13. And you are done. Simplifying radicals by division. Outies, innies, simplify. So we check for outies, nothing there. Let's check innies and see if we can do something with this. Well, 13 is prime, so 1 and 13. Let's check 52. We know 2 goes into 52 26 times. So I'm factoring this way, 2 and 26. Oh, and that's 2 and 13. That means both top and bottom are divisible by 13. All right, so I take a look here. I can divide both by 13. 13 divided by 13. Let me rewrite it so you can see this easily. So I'm dividing by 13. That's going to be square root of 1. And because I have a pair of 2's here, that's going to be square root of 4. 52 divided by 13 is 4. I clean it up. Well, the square root of 1 is 1, the square root of 4 is 2, and you're done. Now, when you do divide, in this case, there's a radical in the denominator. How do you clear that? There's no outies and innies. Okay, you can't go like this, 1 and 3. Why? Because 1 is an outie and 1's an innie, and outies and innies don't communicate. So we're going to multiply top and bottom by root 2. That's going to give us 6 root 2 over 2. 2 goes into 6 3 times. 3 root 2 would be your final answer. Find the perimeter of the figure below. Note one of the side lengths is not given. Assume all the intersecting sides meet at right angles. So all of these are right angles. Perimeter, you just simply walk it around. So that's going to be 4 plus 14. It's going to kind of keep a color code here. We got a 9 plus unknown. We got blank plus 5 plus 8. So obviously you need to find that unknown. So it's easy if you use your fingers on, and you can see here, this whole thing is 14. From here to here, that's 8. Therefore, what would this be the same as this? And it's essentially 14 minus 8, 6. So our unknown digit here is 6. So if you walk it all the way around, that's going to be 4 plus 14 plus 9 plus 6 plus 5 plus 8. 4 plus 4 is 8. Plus 9 is 17. Plus 6 is 23. 28. All right, let's just double check that. It's going to be 8, that's 17, 23, 28, 36. Carry the 3. We've got 46. Check for units. Yards is our perimeter there. We can look at 8 here. It says if the area of a rectangle, so we have area, we're going to write it here, is 7,268 meters squared. We know the basic equation is area equals length times width. The length of the parking lot is 92. So we're going to circle plug chug. Our length is 92. Our width is unknown. And our area is going to go over here, 7268. We want to solve. So we're going to divide by 92. I'm going to do this by hand. I'm going to show you how to do this wonderful math by hand. 7268 divided by 92. I don't know right off the bat what goes into both 7,268.92, but I know both are divisible by 2, so I'm just going to hack them both down by 2. So both divisible by 2, that's going to be 46. 7268 divided by 2, and it's 3, 6, 12, 6 again, 3, 4. So I've got 3, 6, 3, 4. Again, divisible by 2 again. And we get here 23 and 3, 6, 3, 4 divided by 2. 2 goes in there 1 time. 16, 2 goes in there 8 times. 2 goes in there once, 2, 1, 14. So I have here 1817, 23. But 23 doesn't go into 18. But let's see here if it goes into 181. 7 times 3 is 21. There's the 2. 7 times 2 is 14. Plus 2, that's 6. So this is 207. And let's try 9 here. 9 goes in there. That's 7, carry the 2, 18, 2, and it is even. So our width is going to be 79 meters. It says the perimeter of a rectangular pool is 286. Perimeter means to walk around like this. So perimeter equals length plus width plus length plus width. We are given the width of the pool and the perimeter. Perimeter goes here, 286 equals length we don't know, width is 59. Length we don't know, width is 59. Now we solve. So I've got 286. That's going to be 118 and 2 lengths. Minus 7, that's going to be 8. 1 from 7, that's 6. And 168 equals 2 lengths. Divide by 2, and our length is going to equal 80, or check for units, meters. Says right here, the length of a rectangle is twice its width. Let's decode the language here. Length is an equal sign. Twice means 2 times the width. Perimeter of the rectangle is 48 feet. Find the length and the width. Let's make a picture. Here's our length. Here's our width. Length is twice the width in this case. We're also told the perimeter is 48 feet. Again, don't ask yourself what you can do. No, not what you should do, but what you can do. So let's check this out. You could at least write the perimeter equation. Perimeter equals length plus width, length plus width. Let's circle plug chug. Our length we're going to replace with 2W. Watch, I cross out the equation as I do it. W goes in the length. Now you're down to one variable. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. W divided by 6. Therefore, my width equals 8. Let's check for units. My width is going to be 8 feet. My length is twice that, so it's 16 feet. All right, number 10, it says the length of the rectangle length is 4 times the width. The perimeter is 60. Find its area. Area equals length times width. Perimeter equals 2 length plus width plus length plus width. Let's get a picture here. We've got length, length, width, width. Length is 4 times the width. Now we circle plug jug. 60 goes over here. 60 equals length is going to be replaced with 4W plus W, 4W plus W. That's 5W, 5W, 10W. By 10. And W equals 6. Let's check our units. Meters. Our length is going to be 4 times 6. It's going to be 24 meters. Area equals length times width. 24 times 6. 144 meters squared.